Hey everyone, it is Kylie here, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about sunscreen and what is in your sunscreen. I know that a lot of people don't even give a second thought about what is in their sunscreen. And right now, the weather is nice and sunny and warm here in Toronto, where I am. And it's getting warmer and warmer day by day as the summer gets closer and closer to us. And so I am already thinking about getting prepared for the sun, and that means thinking about sunscreen. So did you know that not all sunscreens are made equal? And yes, I'm talking about the conventional sunscreens that are found at the drugstores. They're lining the shelves at Costco right now. But even some of the brands that are found in health food stores are not as healthy and as green as you think. And as with everything else, I always teach that you really need to learn and understand how to read your labels. So some of the ingredients that you might want to look for in terms of what is in your sunscreen. So does it have any of the following ingredients? Does it have oxybenzone in it? Does it have octinoxate ethyl exyl methocyanate? Does it have avobenzone? Does it have homosalate? Does it have octisalate? Does it have octocrylene? And I will list these all underneath the video because I can't pronounce them. But if it has any of those, you definitely want to make sure that you are thinking twice about using that sunscreen, lathering your skin, lathering your baby's skin, because really using any of these ingredients on your body basically is going to mean that they're getting absorbed in through your skin as well. And they actually get absorbed into your skin and into your bloodstream in under 30 seconds. So if you're thinking that that doesn't matter, it totally 100% does matter. Those chemicals, those toxins, are endocrine disruptors, they're carcinogens. They are often found in sunscreen. If you've been delaying making the switch to natural sunscreens, this might help make that happen. So the US FDA, and I'm sure Health Canada is doing this as well, they're now reconsidering their opinion that sunscreen chemicals do not get absorbed at high enough concentrations to require safety testing. And actually, in a study that the FDA commissioned in 2018, the results were published last year in 2019 in May. They found that common sunscreen ingredients, including oxybenzone and avobenzone, were actually absorbed at much higher concentrations than expected. And so this study means that according to the FDA rules, the manufacturers of those sunscreens that contain those ingredients really need to demonstrate that the products they're making with those ingredients don't cause cancer, developmental issues, or endocrine disruption. So I really urge you, especially if you're using sunscreen, I mean, on yourself, of course, but especially if you're using it on your babies and kids, their skin is a lot thinner than ours. Things are getting absorbed even more into their bodies, and it can cause a lot of havoc in the years to come. So check your sunscreen, ditch and switch the toxins, and embrace the natural sunscreens. Your skin and your health will thank you. And I know, maybe you've already tried those natural sunscreens and you're like, oh my God, Kylie, they do not work. I hate looking like I'm pasty white. I hate having the feeling of this sticky ick that doesn't get rubbed in properly and doesn't get absorbed. I hate how oily they are, or whatever it is. Believe me, I have been there. I have done that. I have tried all the natural sunscreens out there. And I have to say that I have a DIY recipe that I love, that my very white pasty family loves, that keeps all of us burn free in the summer. And literally, of course, you have to apply it just as much as you have to apply other sunscreens. But literally, this sunscreen is made with ingredients that are easy to find, and it's super simple to whip together. And I love it. It rubs in really nicely. It feels so good on your skin. There's none of that ick, none of that stickiness, and it works. And I know that there are none of these yucky chemicals in it. So I am going to show you guys how to make this sunscreen. So stay tuned. Um, if you're not a DIY person, I will say that I absolutely love the Think Baby sunscreen, which is, in my opinion, one of the best natural sunscreens that's out there. It rubs in really nicely, just like your regular toxin-filled, chemical-filled sunscreen, like Neutrogena or Aveeno or any of those other ones that you might be buying at the stores. Um, so Think Baby rubs in the same way. And I love that on the back, on their ingredients list, they actually label the number that each ingredient rates in terms of the EWG.org. So EWG.org stands for Environmental Working Group. And they rate each ingredient on a scale of 0 to 10, with 0 being green. That's like the green zone, that's the good zone, so stay in that zone. That means like very low in terms of toxic risk, in terms of carcinogenic risk, in terms of endocrine disruptor risk, in terms of just like the ickiness factor. And 10 being in the red zone, which means literally like, do not use that. Throw it out. Don't even use it till the end. Just get it out. Get it out of your house. Get it off of your body. Don't use it. And so they list, each ingredient has a little number beside it. So it's really easy to just look at the ingredient list and be like, oh yeah, okay, all 0s and 1s. I love this. This is great. And it rubs in just like a natural, like a normal sunscreen, and it works. But we actually prefer the DIY sunscreen. Let me tell you, my husband just told me a few days ago that he needs me to make another batch ASAP so that he can start using the sunscreen, because he doesn't actually like the Think Baby one. So stay tuned, because I'm going to show you guys how to do that up next. Bye for now. So we've got shea butter. I like this one. I literally just bought it from Amazon. We have organic virgin coconut oil. This is cold pressed and unrefined. That's what you're looking for. And this is literally from Costco. As you can see, it's the Kirkland brand. Also really like apricot kernel oil. You can also use almond oil, but I'm not using almond oil right now because I have a high sensitivity to it and I actually break out in a rash when I use it. So I have opted to use the apricot kernel. It's very moisturizing and nice. So I just, again, ordered this from a health food store. Then this is really important. So you really want to have the zinc oxide. Do you see how it says non-nano? So you really want to have the non-nano zinc oxide. Non-nano means that the particles are not going to get absorbed through your skin, but they will still protect your skin against the sun. And so this is really, really important for you to have, and you want specifically the non-nano zinc oxide. And then finally we have the beeswax. So this beeswax really just helps to keep everything together so that it doesn't melt on you. And so this I also bought on Amazon, and I really like this one. It's Canadian and it is organic. And then last but not least, I have essential oils that I like to add to my sunscreen to give it a nice scent to them, but also the oils that I have chosen have very moisturizing and healing properties. So lavender is the first one. Lavender is really wonderful. It gives you that spa-like feeling, but it's also a really great skin oil, helps with moisture, also is really great for burns and cuts and bruises and healing the skin. And then we have the frankincense. And this is another really great skin oil, another great one to add in to your sunscreen. There's lots of benefits of frankincense. You can just Google that and learn a little more about it. So I've got the pot heating, the water heating, and I'm just going to put all of my shea butter and my beeswax and also the coconut oil into the pot, and I'm just going to let them heat up and start melting together. So now all of the ingredients have melted together in terms of all of the oils. So the coconut oil, the apricot kernel oil, the shea butter, and also the beeswax. So I've melted all of those together, and we want to just let them sit at room temperature before we add the nanoparticle, non-nano zinc oxide, as well as the essential oils. Okay, so now after we have melted all of those different ingredients in the double broiler, you want to let it sit at room temperature, or you can put it in the fridge until it develops this kind of hard film. Sort of hard. It's not very hard, as you can see. You can see my finger marks there. And now is when we're going to add the non-nano zinc as well as the essential oils. So we're going to do 2 tablespoons of the non-nano zinc oxide. So 1 and 2. And the zinc oxide is actually what gives it the SPF. So if you want more SPF, then you would add more of the zinc oxide, the non-nano zinc oxide. However, with keeping in mind that the more of this non-nano zinc oxide you put in, it's going to be more like of that white tint to the sunscreen. So you're gonna have to rub it in more, and it might not rub in as much. So 2 tablespoons really is what we use for our family, and as you can see, we have pretty light skin. My husband is one that burns very easily, and this sunscreen is amazing for him. So don't worry too much about putting more of that in. So then we're going to put 20 to 30 drops of whatever essential oil you're choosing. So I've chosen lavender and frankincense, so I'll just do 15, maybe I'll do 20 of the lavender and 10 of the frankincense, since frankincense is a little bit more on the pricey side, and I like to save that one for special occasions and reasons. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 19, 20, and we'll do 10 of the frankincense. 2, 3, 4, 10. All right, I think I got an extra one in there, but it's all good. So at the end of everything, you should have something that looks like this. This is pretty liquidy, however, it will harden. So we actually, when I put it into our glass jars, then I'll put the glass jars into the fridge to allow it to harden and solidify a little bit. And then we just apply it that way. If you wanted it to stay more liquidy, then you would put more of the coconut oil as well as the apricot or the almond oil. Here we go, scraping every last bit. And you do, I prefer to use glass if you're using this for camps or for you know, if you're going camping or whatnot outside at the cottage or whatnot. You can put this into plastic tubs as well. We just save all of our glass bottles, and we prefer to use glass because of the essential oils. However, because they're mixed in with all of the carrier oils and the other things, it's not so important. But you know, it's just better for your health as well to have it in glass or like BPA plastic, so that you're not getting the leaching of the chemicals from your regular plastic bottles and whatnot. And so that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. So literally, this is what we keep ours in. And it made 2 containers. So there you have it. Super easy to make your own sunscreen. It works, and you can pronounce all the ingredients, and it's healthy for your body. Bye for now. Now, I do want to warn you guys that the cleanup for this DIY sunscreen is a little on the messy side because of the zinc oxide, but also because of all of those different oils that you're using, like the coconut oil and the apricot oil and then the shea butter and the beeswax. So I want to show you guys how I clean my stuff. So you might see that you have some of this kind of like white residue that is a little oily. So you really do need like a really good degreaser or something that'll cut the grease. And I actually really love the Thieves household cleaner from Young Living because it is so fantastic at cleaning. So I literally just spray. I just finished cleaning all of the containers, but I sprayed the containers. The Thieves dish soap really works well to cut the grease on all of the little containers and bowls and whatnot. And then I just do the sink with the Thieves cleaner. So I'll just show you guys. Literally, I just sprayed it and it just gets rid of this white residue much more easily than the regular soap. So I love it. And then I'll just rinse it, give it a good scrub. Sometimes if I need a little bit of added scrub, I'll add baking soda to it.